Alright, so today we are going to be playing this big guy. Most people know the Evo Goblin Giant and Pekka meta has been dominating ladder lately, but with the Evo Pekka getting a pretty big nerf versus swarm cards, Evo Goblin Giant has completely taken over. So in this video we're going to play this deck, and I'm going to show you just how brain dead this card truly is. Alright everyone, getting into our first match here, and before we get into anything else, I have to issue a sincere apology to all of you for what I'm about to play. Today, the spotlight of the video is going to be the Goblin Giant, a card that has been terrorizing the meta for months on end, a card that has personally terrorized me multiple times, especially during some of my best runs in the 20-win challenge, and a card that today we are going to be terrorizing our opponents with. So, we are going to be taking a look at this new Goblin Giant deck that features the Rune Giant 2, a very impressive new card that no one expected to be this strong, but you guys will see just how good it really is in today's video. So the Rune Giant got a recent buff in the balance changes, and so we are going to be taking a look at that with the enchantment buff that now stays on after it dies. And so we have many cards that pair super well with this combination. We have the Hunter, and it pairs really well with the Goblin Giant itself too, because it affects the spears on the back, the enchantment. It's actually insanely strong, and I genuinely do fear for our opponent in this match. Now, I'm actually going to go for a Rune Giant and then Goblin Giant in the left, and I don't know if my opponent can honestly stop this. I really don't. So we're going to go for this right now. Going to get enchanted up, and then we can rage all of this up. And I genuinely am worried, like, how's my opponent going to stop this? I don't know. We can just go bats for the queen, and look at this Goblin Giant, guys. The enchantment, as you can see, stays. So look at those spear goblins getting onto the tower right now with those extra damage buffs. And now we're going to get the new Goblin Giant spawned. We're going to essentially take the entire tower in the very first push. This is insane, with the very trademark special SK555 on the tower right there. You cannot make this up, guys. This is genuinely the state of Clash Royale right now. In addition to the Hunter, to everything else in the deck, we also have the very lovely Goblin Machine, which is honestly very good in the meta right now. I think it actually does pretty well. I made a video on that just yesterday, and it synergizes pretty well with this deck too. Not only that, we also have the Evo Bats, which kind of cook and wait for the delivery, and then go for our Evo Bats after the fact. Look at this buffed up Rune Giant push right now. Rune Giant, Goblin Giant, Evo Bats. My opponent genuinely cannot do anything. The entire tower crumbles in the left, with the enchanted Goblin Giant getting onto the tower, Rune Giant consistently enchanting new things, Goblin Machine gets on the King Tower, and there's genuinely just no hope for my opponent right now. We have another Evo Goblin Giant in cycle if we need it. He's probably going to split his piggies here in a second, so I'm going to go Hunter, predicting in the left side. We can go Guards, predicting in the right side, and right now he's really, this is the state he's gone to, guys. He's just trying not to get 3 crowned. He's not even trying to take my tower. He's just trying to not get 3 crowned right now. Poor guy, man. We're going to rage this up. I don't even know if he can stop it. Look at this enchantment. We have the enchanted spears getting onto the tower. That is a 3 crown for the first match. Absolute destruction with this insane Goblin Giant Rune Giant deck. Alright, getting into our next match against Jim here, who has Pekka on his banner, but not to worry, this deck can destroy Pekka. We don't even need to worry about it. I mean, Pekka's been dominating the meta for so long, but now that it finally got a bit of a rework, Goblin Giant can kind of shine on its own. It was also so good with Pekka itself, but we don't need it to function. We can kind of do both. My opponent's going to leak just in the interest of time. I just want to make this a bit more entertaining. Let's go for a Goblin Machine in the back as he goes for a Bandit. So it looks like it's going to be possibly classic Pekka Bridge Spam if I had to take any guesses on what we're going to be up against right now. Ghost in the back on the other side. So I'll go for my Hunter. And Hunter plus Rune Giant is the synergy I really want to take a look at, guys, because that is just something else. Like, honestly, that's just something else. That synergy. Gonna go for a Guards to protect this Hunter against this Ram right quick, and that should basically take all of that out. He goes for the Zap. Now, I think I can just reset with arrows on the Marcher. Hopefully Hunter gets a shot. No, it does not. We can still just kind of chill and let this go, though. If he does go for that, we'll just go for a Goblin Giant to kite the Bandit opposite lane, and even if he does go for a Pekka, we'll be able to defend it pretty easily. We have Bats in cycle. He doesn't actually go for that, so we're actually not going to be doing too bad. We're going to rage this up because it's going to kill the Ewiz even faster, and just like that, the Ewiz is actually dead. We'll get a bit of chip damage too, so as you can see, is that 3 hits? I can't believe it. That was genuinely 3 hits, wasn't it? That's actually just crazy. Okay, now this is going to be a pretty big push by my opponent here, but level 16 Hunter in tandem with the guard should do a pretty good job. Plus, he does actually go for a zap. I'm actually going to go for the Rune Giant right now. Just kind of get these enchanted up, and let's see what we can make out of this. It's going to enchant up the Hunter now. So if we can get an enchanted Hunter shot, guys, it's going to go insane. We're going to go bats behind this. Look at that enchanted guard. Pay attention to that enchanted guard right there. That's extra bonus damage. That is the entire tower down. He's forced to go for a late Ewiz, not before the Rune Giant gets another swing on the tower, and that's just absolutely absurd. Now I have nothing to really arrows off in his deck, so I'll just take a free arrows off on this Ewiz, just kind of clean it up and just chill, and honestly, we are looking amazing in this situation. We're literally just taking souls in the first minute of the game. Like, I don't really know what to say. Let's reset with a machine in the back. He hasn't had any opportunities to go for the Pekka. He does go for the Pekka right there. Now, I am going to surprise him with this push. Evo Goblin Giant, Rune Giant. I don't know how he can stop this. I really don't. It's going to get enchanted up. We'll go for bats behind too. We'll rage all of this up. And even if we lose our left tower to that Pekka, he is losing his right tower to this push. Look at those enchanted spears getting onto the tower. Look at those bonus damage clips, guys. That is literally entire tower down in the right side. I don't know what to say. Now, Evo Pekka does come down. That's going to be a bit sketchy. I'll go for my Goblin Giant to kite all of this over to the other side. And even if we do lose our right tower, our goal is to just take the left tower right now. It's going to go Rune Giant in the pocket, Evo Bats in the pocket too, rage all of this up and just try and rush, take that tower. Goblin Giant gets a swing, Rune Giant punches, and that's going to be how we destroy Pekka with this deck with no sweats broken whatsoever. Alright, into our next match against Marquitos here, who has quite a few 20 wins under his belt, so let's see what we can get going in this match. Now, our starting hand is not looking too bad, and I feel like we're really ready for basically any matchup. Pigs first play, let's go for our bats and rage them up too. I think that's going to be a pretty decent defense. That way we also kind of save all of our important cards for the future. I think I'll just reset with a Goblin Giant down low right before that pancake gets flipped, so we can get a level 16 Goblin Giant going instead of having it get wasted on one of those bats. And now we're going to go for our Rune Giant real quick to enchant this Goblin Giant up, and then we can go arrows if we need to on the Queen plus cannon, which he's about to drop. Then we'll go bats too, which will also get enchanted up by that Rune Giant, hopefully. Yes, I think one of them is, so we'll get a few bonus damage hits coming through. That Queen is going to not even die. Wow, honestly, this deck is a really hard matchup for our deck, but hopefully just with the power of the Rune Giant, we're going to be able to break through. And again, the Goblin Giant just being so strong. So we're going to have a pancake flip wasted on these pigs with the guards defending them, unfortunately, but I think we should be okay for the most part. We have a nice cycle now, so we can just go for our Goblin Giant at the back, reset for a nice sequence, and I think it actually might be helpful to go same lane instead of opposite, because that way he can't be incentivized to go for piggies opposite to pressure. If he does go in the right side instead, we can kind of ignore them more effectively, and that should help us out. So he's actually playing pretty decently. I think he knows what he's doing. Not a bad player by any means. Gonna go Rune Giant Bridge. I think we want to go Evo Bats, but we want to wait for maybe a delivery first. Let's go right about now. Let's rage all of this up, and then hopefully we can get a lot of damage coming in. We'll go arrows on the Queen, and hopefully with this enchanted spears set, we can do a lot of damage to the tower. We're actually not really going to get anything done. He's probably going to go for the piggies in front of this Queen if he can afford them, and that's just going to be our doom. No, he's not. We're just actually going to have to ignore this Queen. He's actually back to an ability. Are you serious? Wow. That's actually crazy. But I think we can still come back with the power of the Rune Giant, Goblin Giant combination once more. So we're going to go for our Hunter, defend these. Maybe we can try something with the Hunter as well. Let's go for our Goblin Giant in front, and then Rune Giant in front of that. And hopefully that can do something. Let's go for our enchantment right now. The flip should go towards the Goblin Giant. Yes, it will. And the Ice Spirit will actually miss the Goblin Giant right away, so that's really effective. The Rune Giant's kind of smacking away at the tower. We have the enchanted Hunter. Can we get a shot on the tower? Oh my god, the Hunter! The entire tower just falls. That's insane. I was honestly losing hope because that was so much damage coming in, but we're actually just fine because of how strong the Hunter is with the enchantment. So that was a beautiful idea, going for that Goblin Giant, Rune Giant push with the Hunter in tow. Gonna go for our Rune Giant over here. Gonna rage all of this up. He's forced to defend. We have the double enchantments right now. We have an Evo Goblin Giant coming down. Gonna go for our arrows hovered. We have the enchanted Evo Goblin Giant with the spears just destroying that tower right now. Cannon gets destroyed. He actually does defend and survive. But look at this Hunter, guys. That's gonna be one more enchanted shot on the tower, I think. Oh, wait. No, I think I missed one of them. Okay, my bad. I was expecting like 2,000 damage just come pouring in, but Not going to be the case. Anyways, we are Omega chilling right now. All I really have to do is just defend and survive. He's going to EQ cycle, which is honestly a good play on his end, but it's going to be, you know, not the best situation for him. He obviously does not want to just EQ cycle me. He obviously wants more than that. Going to go Evo Bats right quick. We're going to rage this up because we want those Evo Skellies gone, hopefully. And then this push is going to be crazy. We're also going to have a second Goblin Giant available if we need them. Hopefully you don't have to respond. Oh my god, this is actually getting pretty tough because his cycle defense is tough to break through, but I feel like with this upcoming Evo Goblin Giant push, we can make something happen. So Rune Giant, Goblin Giant, it is time, guys, and we are going to rage this up as well. Hopefully that Evo Skelly doesn't 3-crown us. No, it doesn't, and that cannon is going to get destroyed. And the tower, I don't even know what took the tower, but it just fell down, and the guard was also destroying that tower. Like, I honestly felt so demoralized. I thought I was going to lose because he has a pretty good matchup there, but just the power of the Rune Giant in tandem with the Goblin Giant and the Hunter, and everything just fell. That was insane. Honestly, guys, when I'm playing this deck, sometimes I don't even know what to expect. Like, I don't even know if we're going to win or lose, and then I just see the Rune Giant enchanting it up, and it just changes to a 100% win. Princess Bridge, that is honestly very annoying. We'll go for the Goblin Machine, I guess, to take that out. Going to be a bit of a pain, but looks like maybe a log bait matchup. If he has the Inferno Tower, that is going to be a real pain, but we'll see what we can do about that. Going to go for our Goblin Giant at the back right now, maybe predicting a Goblin Barrel. He does go for the Ice Spirit in the corner right there, so maybe a Barrel in the right side about to come down. No, there's the Eye Tower. So what we're going to have to do is get a Rune Giant early to enchant this up, and then we're going to go Bats as well to get one enchanted, and also just to distract against the Inferno Tower. We'll rage all of this up. Hopefully that Eye Tower can melt with the help of the Rune Giant's enchantments. I think it's just about not going to. Yeah, not going to overcommit with arrows on that. We're still going to be able to take everything out. This is going to be a very hard matchup. Like, genuinely going to be a tough matchup. So we'll see what we can do, guys. But I feel like because we have the X factor of the Rune Giant being so strong, we should be able to make something happen. Although, again, this genuinely does feel like a pretty bad matchup. But this deck can really just bully bad matchups because that's just how it goes. Now, he overcommitted a lot there. Actually going to opt to ignore this entire Goblin Gang punish and just save Elixir for this next push we're going to do. So I'm going to go for the Evo Goblin Giant at the back right now. If he goes Rocket, I think he loses the game. So he's probably smart enough to not do that. And then he's going to set up for, you know, Knight, Inferno Tower, some kind of safe defense, right? He might honestly Rocket. Yeah, he's down so much Elixir because of that. What did I tell you guys? So again, same concept here. Rune Giant, actually very well played with that Princess to snipe our Bats. And unfortunately, we just can't break through an Inferno Tower. That's the problem here. We just can't break through an Inferno Tower. It's so annoying. And now, I believe he has Evo Barrel in cycle, so it's going to be pretty painful to... No, he actually doesn't. Okay, so we're fine. Go for our guards right quick. And then the guards should hopefully walk up to kill that princess. Yeah, I think they will. So we can do is just reset with a Goblin Giant at the back right now. And then we need to make something happen. I don't know what. Like, probably dual lane pressure, I guess. So we'll go for our early Rune Giant. And then I think we can go, like, Goblin Machine in the left. And we just need something to come down. So Goblin Machine, Evo Bats to block. We will go Rage immediately on the gang, and then we'll arrows off the Eye Tower plus Princess, and hopefully this enchanted Goblin Giant can do some magic right now. I don't know what it's going to be, but some magic is what we need for sure. Look at those bats. Hold up. That is magic right there. Look at those bats getting to the tower. Look at the enchanted. Oh my god, that is tower down. In the meantime, he's down a lot of elixirs. So we're going to go for our Evo Gob Giant. Rune Giant in tow to set up with that. And then we have Bats too, because he is not really ready for the Bats, considering he already cycled a Princess in the right. And now we're going to get this entire push to come down. Going to go for our Machine in the pocket. That Eye Tower is going to melt with the enchanted effect. And look at this buff, guys. This is the effect of the buff. The enchanted Goblin Giant is staying with the Rune Giant being dead, and that is how we beat genuinely a hard matchup. Inferno Tower with no resets, not even a problem. We were able to just kind of destroy it like it was nothing. Alright, and we are getting into our next match against Shadow here, who does have a 2v2 finish, gives the WoW. I guess he knows who I am. Let's see what we can do here, guys. Now, with this starting hand, I could just cycle my Evo Bats. I think I will. I'm not sure what he's going to be playing, so I just want to get back to my Evo. That's basically the reasoning behind that. And honestly, I've discovered that anything is possible with this deck. Like, genuinely, I have been pretty frustrated at some of the hard counters we're getting. There's also been some games I just absolutely steamrolled the opponent because he literally just got steamrolled. But I genuinely am surprised by how effective this card can really be. The Rune Giant, Goblin Giant combination, the synergy, just out of this world. We're going to go arrows, going to rage this up too. Oh my god, prediction rage on the Skarmy, guys. And we have the Goblin Giant just getting those spear attacks on the Mega Knight. Now, he has a ton of swarm. That actually looks very painful to play against. What is this deck? Like Mega Knight with Firecracker, Goblin Gang with Skarmy, like so much Swarm. Hunter will get a nice shot off, so thankfully we're actually fine. We actually are going to maintain a slight damage deficit after that situation, but we do have Evo Goblin Giant next up in cycle, and imagine if we didn't hit that Skarmy with the Rage. Now I have to be careful. I have to use my spells effectively because I feel like really anything is possible. I don't know what this guy's playing. Random Mega Knight. We're going to ignore that Dark Goblin because we're going to get a 3 Elixir Goblin Giant basically. And I guess he has an Evo Mega Knight about to drop, but I think we should be fine if we go for the Rune Giant in front. We have the arrows off on the Firecracker ASAP, and then we have the bats as well to get enchanted up. He's low on Elixir. He's going to go for the Skarmy in a second here, so I'm going to hover my Rage, get ready to hit that Skarmy with the Rage. We're going to get the Goblin Gang instead, and hopefully that Mega Knight's going to drop. Look at those enchanted spears, guys. Like I said, the enchanted spears, the real MVP. We're going to go for a Guards too, and hopefully this melts to our Goblin Giant plus Guards situation. And this is just an entire swarm, a Goblin party, if you will, on the tower. He has to go for late arrows, and that is still tower down in the left. My goodness, this deck just never fails to disappoint. He gives a good game. That's basically going to be a good game. Honestly, we're going to reset with the Goblin Giant in the left. Again, if he goes for like a Dark Goblin or something low, we can just ignore it. I'm going to ignore the entire hog. That is, look at that. He wasted an Evo Firecracker. Like, this is, unfortunately, guys, I know it's really brain dead, but this is the kind of mindset you have to put yourself in when playing Beatdown. We are going to arrows off the Dark Goblin. Evo bats right over here. That Hunter is going to get, hopefully, an enchanted shot off. Okay, that Goblin Giant was actually a misclick, but it might not even be that bad. We're going to go for a Rage on this Skarmy, and then the Goblin Giant's going to get to the tower. Yeah, that misclick is actually going to get a lot of damage. That's going to be a lot of hits on the tower, and that is a 0 HP Duchess. Or 0 Dagger Duchess. Let me just kind of make the most of that. Get a rocket off, hopefully, on the tower. If we can, that would be pretty nice. Can we? Yes, we can. We get a nice rocket off. Level 15 Goblin Giant. Evo Mega Knight forced out late, and we have a perfectly healthy left side tower. This, if you guys hate playing against Mega Knight, this might just be the deck for you, because this guy really just cannot do anything about this right now. There's the Hog. Gonna go for our Rage, and then Goblin Giant low. I think we'll get, again, those enchanted spears, which do so much damage. Look at that Hog just melting. I know we took a lot of damage, but we are up so much Elixir right now. I think it might just be over for the opponent. So, Machine right now, get a second Rune Giant in the pocket, get the bats to get enchanted with those, and I don't know how he's stopping this double Rune Giant enchantment push. Like, yeah, you're not stopping that, buddy. That's going to be a good game, and that's going to be it for the video. So, hope you guys enjoyed the Rune Giant Goblin Giant showcase. So strong for so long, and yeah, what can I say? The Beatdown is just taking over Clash Royale. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.